way up top here. He's going to take a peek outside as he realizes he's free. No, instead he gives it up. This is starting to change elevation here. Everyone gives it up. DGen and the Yoms are going to be the team that ends up cranking up to the side here, and it's theirs. That is what we talk about. That's that loot and that material count threshold that we saw was so heavily favoring into their inventory, right? And remember, they're coming off the hot streak of yesterday's multi-victory royale streak as well in the previous qualifying round. So, I mean, talk about a team that's on fire right now. They might just line up their first win today.
Yeah, fantastic positioning there to be able to ramp up on the front side of the zone, but it will take them out of the relevant action for now. They'll just be raining shots down, so the eliminations will be picked up the lower part. Bilo picking up one, Dubs picking up one, Mega picking up one as well, looking for a little bit of room as NPen and D-Roller will also get full confirmed. But look at the slight change on elevation. There is no ultimate low in play because if you drop down, the mountain is right there. So DGen and Iyamzo are just going to continue to run it down. Lars in the bottom right-hand corner, he gets cleaned up just outside the top 10. We're going to hop on board. Khanada tries to hop into a little bit of space, but instead, the straight line jump gets him ripped apart. Just 2 shield and 87 HP to his name.
I see Miro find Rise in the feed, but Threats claps back and takes him out there too. Bugha is left by himself, edging his way around the outside. Threats manages to pick up 9 eliminations. This is so massive. Talk about a... And of course, it does not stop here. He is still in the fight as he has the tough splash. He's working his way up to the top.
What a shot on the Mega there, but somebody get Pep on the line. Might as well sub in Threats because Man City could use everyone right now, and he's putting on a show. A clinic, one might say, as he also has the med miss, finding some space on the backside of the zone. He has plenty of build, so Oh Man Mountain isn't going to end up being a problem here, and he finally gets a little bit of space towards the side. You can see 15 HP, still has the med miss, finds a little bit of room, but with 107 builds into the top 6. Clix and Day find another one. That's Marzo W going down. Peterbot also going down. Day finding yet another one. So NRG fans, rise and rise you will as Bila tries to find his way through the catacombs of the player-built buildings there. Looks like he's going to go down in just a second. We should have a 2v1v2 here to close out the game. No, Bila just hitting the med miss, finding some room, and then he gets caught out. So 2v1v2. Iyamzo and DGen up on the high ground. Threats, the one-man army, the 10 elims himself, drops down, and that's into Clix and Day. He's trying to take the 1v2. Still has plenty of builds, isolates the 113 HP, but gets taken down.
Huge elimination right there. Taking the Iyamzo now.
Trying to be able to find it. They have plenty of resources. Going to top off with the Chug Splash, and they're looking for the 2v2. Day tries to find some room, but immediately gets blocked off. What great defensive building from DGen. Still looking for room here. Day trying to find an angle over on the side. 5 elims combined between the two of them. 3 on this side. You can see the additional +1 from Iyamzo. So 5 versus 4. The victory royale here will make a monstrous difference for whoever is able to run it through. And Day ends up trying to get hip to hip. They're trying to find some space, trying to knock the tree, but out of builds they are, and the high ground could end up being it. DGen going to be forced to drop down, putting the spray in. Only one build, needs to try and parkour his way down, but they're going to close it out. And keep going, they have to, because they're going all the way up over the hill, through the river, and it's not to grandmother's house, it's the 6th zone, and hopefully the FNCS finals. A ticket is what awaits them, and if you're able to chain together 2 good games, like we've seen previously, you're in a pretty good spot. As Crumble is able to pick up Jathan in the feed, Acro ends up getting Bila. DGen now has a great angle, taking over on the side, but is going to need to cut in shortly. As Khanada and Agers up on the high ground, Miro takes to the sky, yet again looking for some more space, and only 25 above the surge. Make that 19 below Shio, and it turns on.
Too many lures active for too many different duels right now, and yeah, right now Boo's gonna be rolling in. At the same time with his teammate, it's gonna be tough to see exactly what they can do from their spot because the ground is also falling. D-Roller's the one all the way down low. Meanwhile though, Sundown, no one up top is stopping Khanada and Agers on having this hype.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to rain shots down. Everybody too busy worrying about rotations as we're going to pull south and west. So out from where everybody else rotated, there should be a little bit of space and some old builds to be recycled as we hop back on board. Our match 1 winners here, DGen and Iyamzo. 4 victory royales yesterday in round number 3. Can they keep it rolling?
That's exactly what they'll try to do right now. Rise and Threats. The captain's position, still looking to see what they can find, completely out of options and out of time between every single lure possible. Threats kind of denied. That's all up to Rise to try to just pick this one up from the ground.
threats. You put 10 eliminations down by yourself last game. Rise, it's your turn to step up to the plate. What can you do? Where will the solo clutch be? And will you be able to ride it out? Top 15 duos remaining. Been in the cascading placement points for a while. Every duo that goes down is +1. And Iamzo and Degen trying to find some more here. They'll get the knock onto one. Great confirmation coming through. Iamzo looking for a much needed refresh. He'll only get the 15 base mats from it, and then he'll be able to about face. He gets hip to hip, but you can see Khanada and Agers almost completely out of match, Shayo, and we're still pulling away. They'll have to abandon high ground.
We need to do something for one of these low ground teams if we get a refresh completely in there, but Bugha Company already down here doing as much damage as possible. This is just crazy in terms of just dominating that mid ground layer. A complete refresh of mats as well for Bugha. It cost them a little bit. A lot of HP for the total team as well. Topper in this low ground there, but look at this. Oh no, complete edit open and Bugha's down.
Bugha gets blasted. Coney owner right around the corner. He takes the right-hand roller, goes down the right side, but him and Npan, another good placement game as Miro gets picked up. That's 9th place. Agers and Khanada still looking to hold on to that high ground, but absolutely no builds. They're just walking alongside the second tarpon. I think they were able to realize that it gets ripped away. He's trying to find the shots, but instead just throws down some chug splashes. Might have caught a teammate there, but it doesn't matter because he's able to get hip to hip, gets edited down and cleans out Bank. That's a much needed elim as Mars finds one of his own. He's up to 3 by himself and pushes into the top 4.
Duke is the one kind of in the middle of everything, watching just the world collapse around him, somehow still surviving with just a little over HP. Finally, he goes down. Up to Mars now to maybe do that solo dream, make it possible, but it's a duo below and a duo above that he has to deal with. Khanada's got all his mats back as well, all the options available for this spectacular individual to just beam down and never miss a single spray. Owner goes away, Coney's gone, and with another shot, that's death down 2. Khanada makes it look too easy.
Looking for a little bit of room. 72 above for them. As Khanada picks up one, somebody else picks up another. That's Agers picking up a double on the Larson and Kawanti, and that's going to turn off Surge and Shia. We're going back to the north, over to the crossroads.
This is so bad for every team. They kind of just moved in and kind of left the west and east open for themselves overall. If the zone does pull north or south, that is north right now, everyone's gonna have to move through all builds. They just have to basically jump over and on top of each other. It's gonna be a stampede. Look at the way things are basically sectioned out here, so you can't go left and right. You have to just go move through all of these builds.
Move through all the builds or straight up the middle. There is a little bit of a window there, and we're seeing now if you peek towards the bottom right-hand corner, most of those triangles are going to hit that middle gap as fast as you can, because going around the outside is going to cause a lot of damage. Redux picking up the confirmation onto accept. One more duo needs to fall, and we're into those cascading placement points, but right now, Degen and Iamzo very low on mats. They're looking for a little bit of room here.
That wall on the left could be a nice box side with a harpoon onto Tragics. That might be the angle. Iamzo patient on this shot, not really doing much damage yet, but he's going to be the one to take away 100 shield of his own HP bars. Degen also going down to the same fate. He is gone, wiped out. Iamzo, it's all up to you now to hold on to the lead.
One build, just barely above 100 combined HP, trying to find the backside of that box. Instead, finds a little space on the grid. Just gonna take a knee right there. You know, trying to buy a little bit of time. 40 seconds on the clock. Sorry, wrong sport there. Will use his last build and then gets chewed up, ripped apart. That's the drum shotgun from above, taking advantage, and he will go down 21st there. That was Byla who's able to pick him up and close that one out as Redux in the top right corner of your feet, trying to find some room. Plague just barely holding on with a sliver of HP. Bugha goes down the bottom right-hand corner as Mira finds some room. But look who's up on the high ground yet again. Agers, Khanada, just raining shots down from above in Shayo. I feel like I read this book already.
I think I see D-Roller on low as well with Tabney and Deshu also just moving around. It's the same thing entirely. I think this is the biggest difference. Dubs and Mega having a little bit of control down low. That will actually make things so much harder for all these low ground teams.
And you can see Day ends up picking up Rhythm, but then Mega ends up getting Clix, and Mega gets the confirmation there. DeRoller then picks up Dubs. It is just utter chaos on this mid-ground tarp, but through all of that, Miro was able to pick up Bugha, and while he doesn't have a ton of HP, he's back up on his feet, and the solo World Cup champion is as dangerous as ever, looking for a little bit of room, but somebody who knows something about danger, that's Day. He's looking for a little bit of space. 17 builds, not a ton of white HP, doesn't want to take these storm ticks, but facing off against the metal wall, he takes 2 there. That could end up playing a difference with only 70 effective HP. Trying to close it on top 15. He gets the line there. Will he be able to get the confirmation? He gets the knock, but it was a duo, so no extra points, and he will fall in 15th. That's Beef picking up back-to-back ones there.
And meanwhile, we watch all this low ground commotion go down. Byla's here, locking away even more pressure down. Tragics can't even move, but now he's going to be forced to actually move over top of these builds. C's going to be taken apart, needs to go for a few of these mats, possibly even, but with 500 wood, what more do you even need? There's not much even left over. This is going to cost him a lot of HP too, something that he can't really afford. Down to what, 30, 20, one tick almost? Yeah, 20 down from going for those builds, and it was just 50 that he picked up.
Khanada still raining shots from above. Jamper picks up a two-piece for himself. Is he trying to add more nuggets to that meal? Looks like he might get picked up right after that. Mega ends up going down. Nani goes down to the hands of Beef as DeRoller still up on his feet. Coney ends up taking out Beef, who I believe picked up 3 or 4 for himself, so good individual effort there as Flo tries to catch it back on up. He's popping flops over in the back of the zone, hoping to get another point, and yet, Shayo, I'm telling you, man, this is just a bad remake on the high ground. Aegis of Khanada not getting shot at, but no builds, and Miro alone yet again. Booga down, but he dives on in and he finds a solo. Byla gets picked up and he's into the top 5.
A spinning top that can't be stopped. Miro is just sliding into these builds and doing crazy damage. D-Roller's still just popping off, and Aegis is finally down, so Khanada might be able to get taken out, but he takes out Duke and Jamper in the matter of an instant. Now we're down to 4 teams. Miro with a humongous shot onto Khanada, and now he rules the skies, but with 11 HP, how far can he really go?
He's trying to pop the car to get the explosion, to expose somebody there, get one shot. He will have an opportunity, but he has no more builds. He has 11 HP. He could drop down onto the cone, but any damage is going to get shot out, and D-Roller will not miss the tags through there. The original FNCS Invitational Champion tries to clean it out, but Coney drops in and cleans the fight out at the end. Everyone was looking up, and instead, I want to see how many are in DGen's loadout before I end up agreeing with that, because the Amzo's pretty healthy in that regard. However, DGen is the one who generally will do a lot of the early building. It's down to 85 builds, so not awful, but not great. More worried about that Storm Surge number. Given their position on the map, they're going to have to take to the zone and take to the sky a little bit early. They don't have the opportunity to shoot as they're rotating. Now we're going to swing on over. Agers, Khanada, looking for a little bit of space. Good job by Khanada to make sure he held that wall. Agers didn't necessarily believe it, but it came out in time, so no damage leaking through here. The real question is, who ends up on height when all is said and done? And can NPen make it any farther right now with just 56 HP, 3 builds, and not a whole lot else?
There's no shot. 400 below the surge right now. It's not looking good for him. A team that I did see leading this rotate right there was Dubs and Mega. And in the corner of my eye, I just spotted them as well. Right below to the left-hand side of NPen. NPen looking for anyone. That's a day knocked body there and fully finished too. So that means Clix is by himself now in this end game. Taking a look at the feed. AV's gonna fall. What can AV do? Nothing much for NPen. He gets fully finished there. Dubs and Mega are still alive right now. 3 eliminations. Haven't found anything since the last time we took a little temperature check with them, but they are back and they're in the business now. The shots are coming in on high ground. Peterbot and Byla managed to edge their way out, building all the way across, so you know they have invested so much material to maintain this position. It's really going to come down to whether or not they have enough in the tank, enough fuel to continue to push through here. I mean, we all know prices are high right now, so this could be the end for Peterbot and Byla's run on height, but we'll see as DGen and Neoms are starting to size up the players in the area.
Clix has picked up a 3rd elimination so far as a solo on that low ground. We see Death back in the zone, trying to hit the med miss, running around in circle, trying to wait. Tabney ends up going down, make sure he gets the recycled builds. Now he has to take a straight line. He goes through, trying to catch off Clix, knows that's a solo, but the sprint ends up going through. Currently our 2nd place duo, still trying to occupy a little bit of space, but you can see Aegis Khanada just below him. Death picks up the elim on the Clix. That's the full confirm, and the placement point coming through. That's a nice little +4, as Tragics also gets me too, and we hop on board. Back here with Death with only 8 builds left.
He's managed to slide his way into first place by pure resilience, staying alive, finding eliminations, and now he's doing it by himself. Down to 6 builds. This is where it's make or break for a player like him, but he does have this zone favoring back up onto this little bit of elevation. Now, the lower it goes, though, the harder it's going to be for him because he does not have materials to climb back up. For a player like Booga, though, he has just a little bit to work with, and he's got a win condition, right? He can actually sit out a little bit into the storm, more so than some of the other players that we've currently touched base with, just like what Death is doing right now. Just trying trying to wait, bide his time as players start to fall. He's racking up points little by little. That's a solo in front of him. We saw what he did to Clix. Can he find another? That's it. He's out of material now. It's all or nothing here.
6 elims for him so far, but Death doing what he does individually. Mega picks up another one. Yamzo gets Jock on the other side, but Illis returns the favor, and he knocks Degen, and everything is coming up. Death's shoe right now. 126 and a brilliant swap. That is why you run the striker in that circumstance. A huge first shot, and he got a med miss out of it. That was brilliant, but Peterbot and Byla still working down the right-hand side. Don't forget, in the backside of the zone, you still have Booga up on his feet. Lots of solos running around, but one's going to get dropped, and that's Booga actually taking out Illis. Death trying to find a little room, but he gets taken down, not before a top 7. And this is a chaotic endgame resolving here in match number 4 as Khanada picks up another pair.
And look at the Yamzo here trying to play for a little bit of high ground as well, but he's pinched between all kinds of players right now. The shots are going through the builds because he wants to escape, but he cannot. He gets shut down. Peterbot and Byla manage to find themselves a little bit of a refresher to keep them in the game. And I can't believe Agers is still alive down low. Remember, they are still up. They're in second place because the shots that have been exchanged. Here comes Khanada's perspective. Can he find a big one? It's against the Vets. Dubs and Mega. It's the best on NAE East. And Khanada and Agers get shut down. Dubs and Mega find a little bit more, but Peterbot and Byla close out strong, and they snatch up the second position.
Everyone was just fish in a barrel for Peterbot and Byla, while everyone was thinking they were the big fish.
But like you mentioned, Vivid, there is some room. There's some gaps, especially that top 5, that 5th spot there in 12th. There's a lot of teams trying to make their way up the leaderboard, and just